Oh, that's your... Okay, I don't think that's going to be the entrance. Freemasons have been in the news a lot recently when it comes to, for instance, the Metropolitan Police Commissioner who was insisting that police officers had to declare their membership. So we wanted to find out a bit more about the organisation, and very kindly we've been granted exclusive access into the Grand Lodge to find out a little bit more about who they are, what they do, and crucially, are some of the conspiracies correct? Are they in fact covering up for the world being flat? Are they part of the Illuminati? Do they have funny handshakes? And are they actually reptiles? Oh, wow.
So just picking up on, arguably the most famous Freemason of them all, particularly at the moment, our Grand Master, His Royal Highness the Duke of Kent. He's elected every single year. And
you wouldn't want to run against him, would you?
It would take a brave man, I would say, yes, to do so. I certainly wouldn't want to. But he very much is the pinnacle of what we try to, in terms of service to our communities and that sort of thing. He's the perfect representation of everything a Freemason should be.
If I was to shake your hand and we both have an understanding of Freemasons,
yeah,
what goes through your mind then? Are you thinking, oh, okay, this is someone who, it's sort of a almost secret private thing, or how does it?
No, for me, if someone was to do that to me, I'd be thinking, you shouldn't be doing that. Because it's made very clear to us when you become a Freemason that the grip, as we call it, which is part of one of our ceremonies that we have, is restricted solely to within this sort of room.
Oh, really?
So within a meeting.
Talk us through this room, because I mean, it sort of needs no introduction, but it's amazing.
It's very special. This is what we call the Grand Temple.
Now, I'm instantly drawn to this sort of spectacular, it looks like mosaic, but I'm very far away.
Yes, no, it is mosaic. It's one of the finest examples of mosaic art in the world. Each of the individual mosaic tiles are roughly the size of a thumbnail.
Wow.
Hand-painted by Italian artists. A series of different types of Masonic symbolism represented around the room. But it's extremely special. And actually, in terms of how big it is, it's roughly the size of a London double-decker bus.
I mean, there's so much amazing sort of memorabilia in here. I am instantly drawn though to these Masonic ducks that you can buy for only £6. This looks like quite something.
It certainly is. So this is sort of representative of, we were talking about that sort of 300 years ago, what Freemasonry looked like. Well, actually, a lot of those early lodges met in pubs around London. And what this piece of artwork really demonstrates are, if you look closely, a number of them are named after pubs or different areas of London. For example,
yes.
Greek Street, Soho, Henrietta Street in Covent Garden, Red Lion Street, because a lot of early Freemasonry took place in rooms above pubs. Henry, you remember earlier I was telling you that the building was originally constructed as a peace memorial?
Yes.
Well, this is very much the centrepiece of that memorial. This is what we call the memorial shrine. And within the shrine, you can see listed the names of the many thousands of Freemasons who were killed in the Great War. And we're very proud of this. This is, as I say, the real sort of centre point of the building. And you can actually twist through here and look at the individual names. Does this look familiar?
Well, he looks familiar.
He looks familiar,
That's
yes.
Buzz Aldrin.
That is Buzz Aldrin.
So you telling me that Freemasons have been to the moon?
I am, Henry, yes. Buzz Aldrin was a Freemason in the Grand Lodge of Texas.
Nice.
Very proud and active Freemason. And he actually took with him a flag for the Grand Lodge of Texas.
So where exactly are we now?
So we're in Lodge Room 10, which is also known as the Egyptian Room.
And it's an amazing sort of place in here. You've done a lot of sort of talking about the Metropolitan Police's decision. If I could start with that at the moment, why would Freemasons not want to say that they are Freemasons publicly if they're police officers?
I think everyone's proud to say that they're a Freemason. I think the issue is that people are being forced to make a declaration, which is, it's unlawful, it's unfair. It's also the manner in which it's being done. So the Met Police are forcing just Freemasons now, and people who have connections with villains, criminals, etc., to complete a mandatory declaration. Now, we just think that's totally inappropriate. I mean, it disregards everything we're about. It's not evidence-based. And it creates a stigma for our members, and there's no doubt it does.
One of the serious sort of allegations, conspiracies, call it what you want, is that, for instance, if I get a speeding ticket, for example, and this goes back to the police, that if I shake the officer's hand, and we both have the Masonic handshake, and I want to come on to that in a moment as well separately, but there's some element of I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine, and that comes to business dealings, or that comes to getting away with sort of breaking the law.
Yeah, I find that completely bizarre and absurd to suggest even that somebody would decide that breaking the law was worth it for any reason, let alone just because you happen to be in the same club. I mean, there's nothing that would motivate me to break the law for someone who's a member of my club.
Some of the other conspiracy theories are, for instance, that you are covering up that the world is flat. Can you assure me that you're not doing that?
I can absolutely guarantee you that
that's good.
now.
Right, I'm sort of slightly relieved. There's another one, and I sort of hasten to ask this, that you're all sort of reptilian. Have you heard this one before?
I have. I've even had my hand stroked.
Can I check?
Yes,
okay, right, okay, you're perfectly fine.
We're not lizards.
And I'm happy to report a Masonic cappuccino is very delicious. So there we go, we've dispelled that as well. It's been a great tour. I mean, I've been invited to all sorts of different places. This spa cafe is actually open for everyone, the museum, the gift shop, and a lot of those sort of misconceptions that, look, I read online, everyone reads online. In some cases, you sort of think, oh, is there a grain of truth in that? Well, very kindly, they've indulged me, and I've had to put some of those conspiracy theories to them, but I've learned an awful lot as well. And what's more, the sort of rich history surrounding not just this, but also the Freemasons generally. So I've been invited back, and it's been fascinating to have LBC inside the Freemasons.